Hello, my name is Diane Kaufman. I work for the University of Maryland, Baltimore, School of Pharmacy, Department of Pharmaceutical Health Services Research. Today we will be talking about methods for partnering with the patient's research team and how you receive compensation for working with us. The research team reaches out to many people, organizations, and companies in order to meet the goals and aims of the project. There are several methods by which you can partner with UMB. Today we will discuss the various types of partnerships, what we need from you for each type in order to get you set up in our system, and how you get paid for your services. There are three types of partnerships: independent contractors, service providers, and subcontractors. What is an independent contractor? The patient's project reaches out to patients as well as experts to consult on various aspects of the project. Independent contractors are individuals needed to provide information, feedback, in an area relevant to their expertise. Most often they are referred to as consultants. This includes patients who participate in the External Advisory Committee. They're based on hourly or daily rate, and procurement services will need documentation or justification of the rate to assure compliance with federal guidelines. We need a description of work, and a consulting agreement may be required. Service providers are individuals, organizations, and vendors that provide a needed service or commodity. This could be something as simple as paper clips, or as complex as getting assistance with recruitment of human subjects to participate in a project. Subcontractors have a significant and key role in the project and therefore require a legal agreement between our institution and yours in order to assure compliance with federal guidelines and reporting requirements. We go into much greater detail of the requirements for subcontractors in the presentation found at the website address listed. Invoices are submitted based on directives in the agreement. What we need from you is the legal name of the individual, organization, or company, the legal address, and for individuals, a home address is required, as the state will not mail checks for individuals to a company address. We need contact information such as name, address, phone, fax, and email. A brief scope of work for the service you will provide. Tax ID, but note that for individuals, we do not need this information at the department level. However, our procurement officer will, in order to get you set up in the system as a vendor. We strongly recommend that you do not include personal Social Security identifiers in email messages. You can give the information orally to the procurement officer. We also need the rate you are charging us for service. Our processes vary some depending upon the type of partnership for which you are classified. For independent contractors and service providers, we enter provided information into UMB's electronic procurement system. The requisition routes through several layers of approval before landing in the procurement office. The department reviews the appropriateness of the expense on the source of funding and if the information in the requisition is complete and the funds are available. Financial Services also reviews fund availability and that the project is active. After approvals, it is queued in the Office of Procurement Services. The procurement officers review the information in the requisition, confirm and justify the rate you charge us, and establish a consulting agreement if needed before they execute a purchase order. Purchase order numbers consist of 10 numerical digits. Note that the rate you charge us cannot be higher than those you charge others due to federal regulations. Note also that we in the department have access to the PO number, but we do not see the executed purchase orders or any attachments to it. Process for subcontractors is distinctly different. We must enter information into two separate systems. Procurement, in order to obtain the purchase order, which is 10 digits, but they start with an SR, so it's a numerical letter number. We also have to enter information into a separate system called eSurf. This is needed in order to get the subrecipient agreement started in Sponsored Projects Administration, fondly called SPA. We give purchasing the grant number, date parameters, a brief description of work. Sponsored Projects Administration handles the legal requirements and documents. They review the budget, the scope of work, and send you documents and questionnaires that attach to the subaward. Your institutional signatories need to complete the questionnaires, sign and return everything to SPA so that the agreement can be fully executed. You cannot invoice us until the document is finalized. So how do you get paid, you ask? You need to invoice UMB. Please note that the invoice you submit must contain specific information, or accounts payables, called AP, will not process it. It must include legal name and address, an invoice number, who you are invoicing, that's UMB's information, a PO number, the date of the invoice, dates of service, the number of hours, days, or expenses being invoiced, and the rate as established in your purchase order agreement, and the amount due. And please note that the math must work. We can provide a template for you in MS Word if needed, which you can put on your own letterhead. Again, you must submit invoices to accounts payable as directed in the purchase order or subrecipient agreement, or you can submit them to the program coordinator, whose contact information is shown on the last slide. Note that invoices under $5,000 do not need departmental approval, but anything over $5,000 does. The approval process could add time to the payment process. Invoices are processed by accounts payable. If the invoice exceeds $5,000, AP personnel will email a copy of the invoice to PHSR's business office personnel asking us to release funds to pay it. Business office staff will contact the PI to gain approval, enter the fund release in the system, and notify AP of the approval to pay the invoice. Accounts payable then processes the payment. Many invoices are batched together and submitted to Annapolis for payment. We do not issue checks directly from UMB. As part of the state of Maryland, all payments for all state institutions are made by the state and come from Annapolis. While you could receive compensation within 3 weeks of your sending the invoice to us, it could take up to 6 weeks for you to receive the check. Things that can impact processing timelines are the approval processes, holiday schedules, campus closures, and staff outages. This concludes today's session. We welcome your questions and feedback, which may be sent to me at the address shown. We look forward to working with you.